Lucy Parsons, a formidable figure in American activism, wielded her pen as a weapon against the powerful. Her words ignited revolutionary fervor, challenging societal norms and advocating for the disenfranchised. The FBI feared her influence, recognizing the power of her ideas to inspire change. Parsons' words, labeled as rhetoric by the government, resonated with the working class, advocating for direct action and self-defense. Her legacy, a blend of fact and myth, continues to inspire modern activists. She championed workers, women, and people of color, challenging institutions that sought to silence her. Lucy Parsons' story is a testament to the enduring power of a single voice to challenge an entire system. Lucy Parsons' reputation as a threat was cemented by her powerful oratory and radical prose. The Chicago police saw her as more dangerous than rioters, recognizing her ability to inspire revolutionary thought. Her involvement in the labor movement, especially the Haymarket affair, elevated her as a leading anarchist voice. Parsons' ideology was uncompromising, advocating for the overthrow of capitalism and direct action. Her eloquence and charisma made her a revolutionary threat, inspiring others to envision a world without oppression. Even after her death, the government feared her influence, seizing her writings as too dangerous for public consumption. Lucy Parsons' legacy endures as a testament to the power of ideas to challenge authority. Lucy Parsons' origins are shrouded in mystery, a deliberate act of self-creation. Let the government tell it. She claimed Mexican and Native American ancestry, defying societal norms and embracing a revolutionary identity. Historians suggest she was born into slavery, adding depth to her fight against oppression, while she said, "That is a big lie, and her people are native to this land." The government and FBI feared Lucy because she knew her people were never slaves and were in fact indigenous to this land. Her refusal to acknowledge slavery was a form of resistance, rejecting labels that diminished her message of truth. By crafting her own origin story, Parsons seized control of her narrative, aligning with indigenous resistance. Her past was a weapon, a strategic act of rebellion that set the stage for her revolutionary life. Lucy Parsons' story is a powerful reminder of the importance of self-definition in the fight for justice. In post-Civil War Waco, Texas, Lucy Parsons met Albert Parsons, a fellow rebel. Their union defied racial norms, challenging the social order of their time. By taking Albert's name, Lucy completed her transformation into a revolutionary figure. Their partnership was a personal revolution, a testament to their shared ideals. Facing hostility in Texas, they moved to Chicago, a hub of labor struggles. Their journey was an escape from Southern bigotry, carrying lessons of resistance to a new battlefield. Lucy Parsons' identity evolved into a fight for collective liberation, transcending personal boundaries. Chicago in the 1870s was a city of contrasts, perfect for Lucy and Albert Parsons' political ideas. Immersed in the working-class struggle, they became dedicated revolutionaries. The Great Railroad Strike of 1877 radicalized them, revealing the state's violent repression. Lucy's voice emerged, writing passionately about the working class's plight. Her ideology grew militant, advocating for direct action and class struggle. Their partnership evolved into a political alliance, challenging industrial capitalism. Lucy and Albert Parsons were comrades in a revolution, united in their fight for justice. Arriving in Chicago in 1873, Lucy and Albert Parsons entered a city alive with social tension and stark inequality. The Great Railroad Strike of 1877 was a turning point, forging their activism as they witnessed brutal crackdowns on workers. Lucy's struggles as a seamstress and business owner deepened her resolve, transforming her into a revolutionary voice for the working class. Lucy Parsons found her true weapon, her voice. Through powerful writing and electrifying speeches, she gave voice to the working poor's silent rage and dreams. Refusing to be confined by convention, Lucy stepped onto the public stage, urging the desperate not to beg for charity but to demand their rights. Her fearless words became a beacon of hope for the oppressed, and a terrifying prospect for the establishment. Lucy Parsons matched powerful words with powerful organization, building a movement from the ground up, especially for working women ignored by mainstream unions. With Lizzie Holmes, she founded the Chicago Working Women's Union, demanding equal pay and the 8-hour day. Parsons led bold protests, confronting the city's elite and fighting for justice, never waiting for permission. She was not just an activist, she was a general, organizing an army of the dispossessed. In 1886, Lucy and Albert Parsons stood at the heart of America's labor struggle, leading the fight for an 8-hour workday. On May 1st, they marched with 80,000 workers in Chicago, a powerful show of hope and unity. But just days later, violence erupted at Haymarket Square, a bomb, chaos, and deadly police gunfire. Lucy was arrested as authorities cracked down, turning hope into a desperate fight for survival. After the Haymarket bombing, anti-anarchist hysteria swept the nation, fueled by a sensationalist press. The trial wasn't about finding the bomber, it was about crushing the anarchist movement. Albert Parsons and others were sentenced to death, condemned not for a crime, but for their beliefs. Lucy Parsons fought tirelessly for justice, but the system proved murderous. On a cold November morning in 1887, Lucy Parsons tried to see her husband one last time, but was arrested and denied a final farewell. Albert Parsons' execution transformed Lucy into the Haymarket Widow, a living symbol of resistance. She led thousands in mourning, then dedicated her life to preserving the Haymarket martyrs' legacy. Lucy became a relentless activist, carrying her husband's message and becoming a permanent thorn in the side of the establishment. Chicago authorities hoped the executions would silence anarchists, but they hadn't counted on Lucy Parsons. She became the city's most watched radical, refusing to be intimidated by police bans and arrests. Despite personal turmoil and public attacks, Lucy's resolve only grew. She published powerful works, cementing her place as an icon of resistance. Every attempt to silence her only made her voice louder and her legend greater. Lucy Parsons, matriarch of American anarchism, fiercely guarded the Haymarket legacy. Her class-first ideology clashed with Emma Goldman's vision of personal and sexual freedom. Their feud became a defining split, Parsons defending working-class unity and tradition, Goldman championing individual liberation. This conflict revealed the limits of Parsons' vision and the generational shift in revolutionary thought. Lucy Parsons' activism evolved with the times. She helped found the IWW in 1905, championing industrial unionism and direct action. Though she clashed with leaders over centralization, she stayed true to grassroots power. Inspired by the Russian Revolution, Parsons later worked with communists, always fighting for working-class self-emancipation. Her loyalty was to the cause, not any single group. Even in her 70s and 80s, Lucy Parsons' revolutionary fire never dimmed. She was a tireless advocate for the oppressed, a constant thorn in the side of authorities. She fought for political prisoners and stood against injustice, pouring her energy into defending real people. Her activism grew to include the fight against racism, supporting the Scottsboro Boys and others. Until her final breath, Lucy Parsons was an unwavering advocate, a voice for the voiceless, and a symbol of enduring resistance. Have you ever felt a fire in your soul for something you believed in? Lucy Parsons lived that fire. Born into a false narrative that her people were in slavery, Lucy refused to be defined by those circumstances. Lucy was never content to stand in the shadows. She spoke, wrote, and organized for change. She saw the suffering of workers and declared a better world was not just possible, but necessary. Lucy co-founded newspapers, believing information was power. If people understood the systems holding them down, they could break their chains. Her most famous declaration, "I am an anarchist." For many, it was a rallying cry. Lucy gave voice to the invisible and hope to the unheard. Her courage reminds us, one person's voice can change the world. Her story is a testament to the power of speaking up. The word anarchist often conjures images of chaos, but for Lucy Parsons, it meant something else. She saw the real chaos in a world where children worked in factories and families starved while the rich thrived. For Lucy, anarchism was about freedom, people organizing their own lives, not being ruled by bosses or politicians. She dreamed of a society built on cooperation, not coercion. Her anarchism was a call for self-determination and mutual aid. When Lucy said, "I am an anarchist," she was reclaiming the word, believing in a world without masters. Her declaration was one of hope, that people could govern themselves with dignity. Lucy's vision was radical, but rooted in love for humanity. Imagine working 16 hours a day, 6 days a week, just to survive. This was reality for millions in the 1880s. Lucy Parsons and her fellow activists demanded something revolutionary: the 8-hour workday. Their slogan, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. This was about more than working less. It was about reclaiming life. Lucy and Albert helped organize a massive strike in Chicago on May 1, 1886. Tens of thousands joined, shutting down the city in a breathtaking show of solidarity. Lucy marched with them, urging workers to stand firm. The strike was a festival of hope, proving ordinary people could challenge the powerful. The fight for the 8-hour day was a pivotal moment in labor history. Lucy Parsons was at its heart, inspiring thousands. Their unity showed that together people could bend the arc of history. Every movement faces a moment of reckoning. For the 8-hour movement, it was Haymarket Square, May 4, 1886. A peaceful rally protesting police brutality turned tragic when a bomb exploded. Chaos erupted, lives were lost. Authorities cracked down, arresting labor leaders, including Albert Parsons, who wasn't even there. The trial was a sham. The Haymarket martyrs were convicted for their beliefs, not their actions. Lucy Parsons watched as her husband was sentenced to death, but she did not break. She traveled the country, speaking out against injustice, turning grief into activism. The executions were meant to silence dissent, but instead, they inspired a new generation. The Haymarket tragedy made Lucy even more determined. She honored the martyrs' memory by fighting for justice. Their sacrifice became a symbol for workers' rights worldwide. Lucy's resolve only grew stronger. The fire of Haymarket forged her into a relentless advocate for change. What future did Lucy Parsons dream of? A world where labor was honored, no child went hungry, and wealth was shared by all. She believed progress was never given. It was won by ordinary people organizing and demanding their rights. Her message: educate, organize, never give up. Today we benefit from her fight. The 8-hour day, weekends, safety laws. These victories were not accidents, they were earned by sacrifice. Remembering Lucy's struggle is about understanding our responsibility now. The fight for fairness continues wherever people demand dignity and justice. Lucy's spirit lives on in every act of solidarity. Her life reminds us our voices and actions matter. We inherit her hope, and it's our duty to carry it forward. Lucy Parsons was watched for decades, not for crimes, but for her revolutionary ideas and power to inspire. The FBI and its predecessor tracked her speeches and associations, seeing her as a threat to the American way of life. Local police harassed her openly, while federal surveillance was systematic and covert. Even in old age, Parsons remained a symbol the government feared. Her legacy, a spark for future generations. Lucy Parsons died in a tragic fire in 1942. I wonder if the FBI was in on it, but anyway, her story didn't end there. As the ashes cooled, federal agents seized her personal writings and legendary library, over 1,500 radical books and papers. The FBI never released these archives, ensuring part of Lucy Parsons' legacy remains a mystery. In the decades since her death, the legend of Lucy Parsons has often overshadowed the complex reality of her life. The narrative of a woman so dangerous that the FBI raided her home and buried her writings is a powerful and compelling story. It transforms her into a near-mythical figure, a lone warrior whose ideas alone could shake an empire. While this legend contains essential truths about how she was perceived by those in power, it is vital to peel back the layers of myth to understand the historical woman and the specific context of her struggle. The story is not just about one woman's exceptionalism, but about a system of state surveillance that targeted thousands of dissenters. The famous quote, "More dangerous than 1,000 rioters," is a cornerstone of her legend. Attributing this fear directly to the FBI, however, is a common embellishment. The statement came from the Chicago Police Department, an agency that had a long and violent history of direct conflict with Parsons. While the FBI undoubtedly shared their assessment of her as a threat, the original quote speaks to the specific fear of a local police force grappling with a charismatic organizer who could mobilize their community. The FBI's fear was more clinical and ideological, focused on containment and intelligence gathering, while the Chicago PD's was visceral and immediate. Understanding this distinction helps to paint a more accurate picture of the multi-layered state repression she faced. Similarly, the story of the FBI raid, while based on credible accounts, exists in a space between documented fact and oral history. The lack of official records or a public acknowledgement from the Bureau leaves room for speculation. Was every single book and paper taken? What were the agents truly looking for? While the absence of her archive is a profound loss, it is important to situate the raid within the broader context of the FBI's activities during that era. Under J. Edgar Hoover, the Bureau was known for its black bag jobs, illegal entries, and confiscation of materials from political targets. The raid on Parsons' home was not an isolated event, but part of a standard operating procedure for neutralizing perceived threats to national security. Ultimately, separating the woman from the myth does not diminish Lucy Parsons' stature, it enhances it. It reveals a determined, flawed, and brilliant strategist who fought a lifelong battle against a vast and powerful system. She was not a supernatural force, but a human being who, through sheer will and intellectual firepower, made herself a formidable opponent of the state. The legend of the FBI's fear is a testament to her success. The reality of decades of police harassment, covert federal surveillance, and the ultimate theft of her intellectual legacy is a stark reminder of the lengths to which power will go to protect itself from the threat of a truly revolutionary idea. Lucy Parsons' life was a testament to the power of a single voice against injustice. She forged her identity as a revolutionary, thinker, and fighter. The Haymarket affair amplified her voice, giving it global reach. Her defiance kept radical labor spirit alive. Lucy Parsons' story is the power of words. They could kill the revolutionary, but not the revolution. To remember Lucy Parsons today is to engage with a legacy that is as relevant and challenging as it was a century ago. Her life forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of justice, the limits of free speech, and the role of dissent in a democratic society. She was a figure who refused easy categorization, a woman of color whose primary analysis was class, a public moralist who lived an unconventional private life, and an anarchist who eventually worked with communists. This complexity does not weaken her legacy, it enriches it, reminding us that the path of a revolutionary is rarely straight or simple. She stands as a powerful symbol of defiance against a system that sought to silence her at every turn. Separating the facts of her life from the legends that surround her is a crucial task. The image of the most feared woman in America, whose writings were so dangerous the FBI had to confiscate them, is a potent myth. The historical truth is even more compelling. She was a real person, a brilliant and tireless organizer who faced down a multi-pronged system of state oppression, from the local police beat to the covert files of federal agents. Understanding her in this context makes her achievements all the more remarkable. She was not a mythical giant, but a human being who, through extraordinary courage and conviction, made herself a giant in the struggle for human liberation. Her unwavering belief in the power of the working class to emancipate itself remains a radical and inspiring message. In an era of growing economic inequality, her critiques of capitalism feel prophetic. Her call for workers to not just strike, but to take possession of the means of production is a vision that challenges the very foundations of our economic order. She championed the cause of the most marginalized, the unemployed, the unskilled, the immigrant, and insisted that a truly inclusive movement was the only path to victory. Her life's work serves as a vital blueprint for modern social movements, a reminder that solidarity and direct action are the most potent tools available to the powerless. Lucy Parsons' words, though many were lost to the flames and the federal agents, continue to echo. Her legacy endures in every protest for workers' rights, in every call for racial justice, and in every voice that dares to imagine a world free from exploitation and oppression. She proved that one does not need wealth or official power to change the world. All that is needed is a clear voice, an unshakable belief in justice, and the courage to speak truth to power, no matter the cost. Lucy Parsons was more dangerous than 1,000 rioters because she armed the people not with bombs but with ideas, and an idea, once it takes root, can never be extinguished.